Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to Firman Live. Today, we are going to interview Firman's very own Gavin Montgomery. Yay!
Hello.
He's part of the marketing team. He is our video content creator and our Every Gen Tells a Story director. So if you've seen any of our Every Gen Tells a Story videos, basically, a little background on what that is. We want to share stories of each of our Firman family and how they use their generator and how it supports their family and applies to their life. But we want to tell that story, and we want to bring it to fruition. We want to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a better person here at Firman than Gavin to be able to bring that story to life and to do it in a way that really holds and keeps the really important aspects of it, and it also really highlights that person and how it's super important in their life.
And I kind of intertwine
Absolutely,
between our message
and I
and our
think
companies.
that exactly.
Yeah.
I think that you continue to show every video that Gavin puts together for Every Gen Tells a Story, which we're only on 3 so far. First Every Gen Tells a Story was Gary Chavez from
DC Creative Works.
DC Creative Works,
GC.
and I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
And explain to us. Okay, first before we get into each of the Every Gen Tells a Story, I want everybody to know a little bit more about you. The point of our interviews is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at everybody here at Firman and what we do and how we make everything come to life. And so I thought, what a great person to share this story than Gavin, since he's always sharing everybody else's story. So Gavin, how long have you been working here at Firman?
I'd say it's hard. I'd say probably 2-ish, 3 years or so.
Yep.
Just because I started here when I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
Around that time.
Okay.
But I'm seasonal, so that's why it took me a moment to figure out why. But
and you're seasonal
basically
because you go to school, and Firman works around that, so
which
that
is really
way we
nice.
can have you all the time.
Yeah.
So we can have you whenever you have free moments.
Yeah.
Now you are part of the Firman family, literally and literally. Gavin is son of Greg Montgomery. So that is exciting also. Actually, we have a lot of Montgomerys here. It's super
almost the whole family.
Well,
so
what's super great though is that the whole family, and even us as employees, there are plenty of people who have family members that work here.
It's really nice.
We're truly a family and a unit.
It's very tight and unified in a way.
So it's fun. It's fun. We have real good conversations, and we can pick on each other more than you can.
Yeah, because we're more of a family than anything. Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about your background and what you're going to school for, and how that applies to what you do here at Firman.
Okay, so I go to school at the Savannah College of Art and Design, called SCAD. It's a college down in Savannah, Georgia. Okay. Love the school. I'm actually going to graduate soon, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I should be done in March or so, I think. So,
awesome.
Which is insane. But I go there and I study visual effects. Okay. I'm going to get my BFA in that degree, in that aspect. But I am pursuing a career in. I've been a photographer my entire life. I do photography here for you guys and do product photography and everything.
Actually, my first week working here at Firman, I did a photo shoot with Matt Flores, our head of marketing and creative, and Gavin. And I learned more about photography in 2 days than I have ever knew. So it's incredible.
Insane.
Great teachers, and
you
guys are really great at what you do.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Keep telling us more.
So I do a lot of product photography here. That's where I kind of started out doing. Then we got more into the videos.
Yep.
But I'm pursuing a career in concert photography and videography. Awesome. I work with numerous bands. I've worked with some big names. But simultaneously, I also do this at the same time, and I loved it very, very much. I absolutely love being here, being with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. I love working with everyone here. Real nice little tight-knit family.
It's awesome. And now we're going to start putting Gavin to work on making a bunch of videos, because we've expanded our social, we've expanded to different platforms on social media, and so Gavin's going to help us make them fun and exciting. I mean, everything you see now is just me playing and being silly, and I have no.
Those are still good too.
I have no real expertise, so now we have the expert who's going to be helping us with that. But if you've seen our Every Gen Tells a Story, each time Gavin's created a new Every Jen Tells a Story video, I feel like every time it's just like growing and getting better and
Thank
more
you.
like,
Uh-huh.
we're like, whoa, you're just evolving. And
Each
what's
and every
great
time.
is like
Yeah.
you go back to school. So like you'll do an Every Jen Tells a Story
Uh-huh. And then go back to school,
interview.
and I'll still work on it
You'll
during
go
that
back to
time.
school. You'll be learning new things.
Yeah.
You're applying those new things. So it's like it's so cool to see like him evolve
The progression, yeah.
every time he goes to school and comes back. So that's great. Again, explain to us what your role is. You just explain what your role, but
Yeah.
so content
depth.
creator,
Yeah.
so you put things together. I want to know how do you come up with obviously
The ideas for
the
like
customers
the
have-
egg toss or whatever.
yeah,
or-
like our Every Jen Tells a Story interviewees, they have a story and
Oh,
you
yeah.
make it come to life. But I want to know how you think of, like, how do you lay it out? How do you come up with the, like, do you just like start filming and then like cut a bunch of things and splice it together and then like make
Yeah.
it happen? Or what's your process?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking you, but I really know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
intense and it's so awesome that I wanted him to tell us about it.
Typically, when we get into an Every Generator Tells a Story, so if you hear me say egg toss, that's our acronym for it. So, but typically, when we get into, we find a client or find someone we want to work with, a really cool local business or someone in the area that does something very unique that differentiates from typical like everyday people. We will go in, have a little meet and greet session so I can kind of get to know them. Because before I go and do an interview with someone,
Yeah.
before I start any kind of storyboarding or ideation, I like to kind of map out who this person is and
Yeah.
what their
What you
ambitions
first,
are.
well,
Yeah.
What you first thought of them when you saw them.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to like
Uh-huh.
use Fat Axe as,
Oh, yeah,
as,
yeah,
as an
yeah.
example.
Uh-huh.
But like what you initially thought when you went there,
Mm-hmm.
what your impression was initially, then you learned about their story, and
Yeah.
then you figured out how
No,
like
exactly.
it all unfolded.
Yeah, I have to learn about the person first because I want to identify what their ambitions, what their goals are, their
Yeah.
personality, so that I can then translate that into my storyboarding and my ideation. So when we produce the film,
Yep.
it's very kind of catered to their personality and who they are as a person.
Yeah.
It's also catered to our company because we're trying to represent our company within kind of like
Absolutely.
make a cohesive piece between the people and our company.
For sure.
But I like to kind of mix both together, but I like to make sure it's catered for that individual
Yep.
so that it's very personable, very like personal
So what
towards
are the
them.
steps that you take? And then we're going to get into kind of what we're doing for each person.
Okay. Typically, when we meet the person, we have a little meet and greet so I can get to know them. We will then talk to them a little more, touch back to base, and then we'll establish a time to start an interview.
Yep, and that's when we go with our questions.
Yeah.
So this is the initial interview. Now, I wasn't able to attend the first one with Gary because I was on maternity leave, but when
Yeah.
I got back, we were like
We went right into it, yeah. Did like two at the same time.
Yeah, we were right into Nick, so that was exciting.
Nick was really cool.
Yeah, like every story is different. I can't wait to talk about each one because
Oh, no,
even
for
though
sure.
like normally this is a shorter, I
Yeah.
want to kind of dive into each
Yeah, we
one
can,
and talk about
for
our
sure.
favorites. So we do a really initial interview with questions that we want to know
Yeah,
about
and just so they can get to know
the
us.
business, their
Yeah.
hobbies, like what they're doing, in addition to what you've already done with your initial interview. So this is like
Yeah.
our second interview with the
Kinda,
group.
yeah.
With the group. So
Yeah.
usually you, me, Corley go.
Yeah. And Corey
we
is a
do-
big help too as well.
Yeah,
with
and we do
everything.
that interview.
Yeah.
So then after that, and then you're taking shots and you're recording and doing video while we're doing that interview.
Yeah.
And we kind of do some off the cuff talking or
Yeah, so then
you
just to
know-
help like kind of lighten the mood a little bit or just to
Absolutely.
kind of like loosen up the interviewer.
Yeah.
So then they feel more comfortable with us. Like it's different when you have a camera in front of your face and there's like 3 other people or 4 other people around you watching you. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so
it
then-
makes it a lot easier.
Then we want them. Then you go back to the drawing table,
Mm-hmm.
and then you now put together this crazy. Or no, this is a step before our interview.
Yeah,
right?
usually I have like a plan when we have the interview. I also have typically before the interview even begins, prior to that, I have my storyboard all written up of a shot list of exactly what I want to get. Because typically for any interview, nothing's just, no, some things are off the cuff, which is what I love. Sometimes it's kind of, you get what you get, which I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
But other than the interview, when you're out shooting the client or the person, sometimes you can't pick or choose the lighting. You kind of have to work with,
What you
the
have,
environment that
yeah.
you're in, which for me is a lot of fun. I love trying to be able to find that composition and find those shots in the best way so that I can tell the story. And I have shots, so in lots of interviews, usually you have the interview and you have like little B-roll that you'll have and they'll pop in between each of the questions. But I like to take my step further. I like to make sure that each shot has intention behind it. I don't like just throwing a random shot in when somebody's talking.
Which is why you put together this crazy, intensive, like super organized, super planned out, like what do you call it? Your storyboard.
Yeah, storyboard. Yeah.
Storyboard. And
I go through a big one.
It is literally like he will draw photos of how he wants the scene to look, where the transition is. Like,
I'm a very visual person.
Envision the whole. I can envision the whole video before he starts filming. But then, like, seeing where you put in like certain questions and certain answers, and seeing where you put in like, if it is like, for example, like, we wanted to get some shots of a sunrise when we were doing Nick, but we didn't get there in time. So like, Gavin will go back even after we do like, so B-roll shots are like shots you go and do after our initial interview that we record.
Yeah, B-roll is just outside, any footage outside of like the main kind of like clips that you use.
Typically like in the environment of where that person is like at, like what their business is or what their hobbies are. But then it's also a mix of like, you'll go there and actually just record people doing their job, record people doing their hobbies, what they enjoy. Like, I love that you really tie in everything.
Yeah.
And it just like ends up becoming this like, I don't know, first of all, I don't know how you make the videos as short as you do because mine would be like a movie. It'd be like an hour long. And people would be like, get to the point, Meg. Like, where are you going with this? Like, I wouldn't know how to transition.
Some things are tough to cut off.
They're tough. They're tough.
Sometimes.
So I kind of want to talk about each of the Every Jen Tells a Story episodes that we've done.
Yeah.
Like, talk about the person, talk about their company, their journey, and then I want to talk about like our favorite part of each of those.
Okay,
so
cool.
First one, which I wasn't at this one. Gary Chavez.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he was super nice.
Okay, so what does Gary do?
He has a company where he does fractal art on wood. So actually he'll connect two metal rods onto like a wood panel that he's cut off or some kind of shape. And he'll actually put the prongs on each end of the wood, put some certain gel or liquid on it. I think it might just be water. And then run an electric current through it.
Yeah.
I think it is a certain fluid because it seeps into the fibers of the wood.
Yep.
So then when the electricity runs through it, it burns through those fibers, creating a really interesting kind of abstract piece.
Yeah, like kind of following the grains of the wood in addition to, it's crazy. It's kind
really
of
cool.
like, it's kind of like the veins, in your arm.
No,
like
exactly,
Like,
you want
know
to
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's crazy how I wish we actually had the one. So Gary made us a Firman, like, piece of art.
Yeah.
It's in his office. It's in Greg's office. It's beautiful.
It's really cool.
And I actually see him. I see Gary every time there. So he's local here in Arizona.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty close to me, actually.
Yeah, he has a farmer's market, or he goes to the JD Campbell's farmer's market, and he's there every time they have a farmer's market. And I see him, and he's always so excited, and we talk. And
he's so nice.
He shows me all of the new things that he has, and so
cool.
it's great. Like he
I'll have to go to those.
Yeah, it's awesome. You'd love it. So he definitely. He has a really great story. Like, so laid back. Where is he from now?
I think he came from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I'm
That's why I
pretty sure.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been 20 people we've been talking to.
And he's done so many things. Like, not just that. Like, he turns that art into like. I think he has a gun holder now. He's got
he's got a magnetic knife holder, which I really like.
Knife holder. Like, he's got all kinds of things.
Really
and then
cool.
What's the name of Gary's business?
GC Creative Works.
GC Creative Works, and he is here in Arizona. Okay, favorite part of that of making that whole, or you can say what your favorite part of the episode was.
I'd say my favorite part was definitely filming the portion where he actually enacted the fractal art like sequence where he actually shot
like
the wood and everything. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's
Seeing that in real time, and I got like a nice slow-mo of it, so it was really cool to watch that footage back once I was editing it.
I love it.
And I do love the reason I love doing these so much, and the reason I like doing each episode, is that I love how you can get like a slice of life from
Yeah.
each and every person. From just a few days that I'm with them, I get to know this person's like entire life.
Yep.
And it's really interesting to share some very like touching moments and some very deep moments that this person doesn't necessarily share with other people.
Yeah.
You know, and to like become, you know, friends with these people
I think
and
it's kind
have
of
memories
sacred and kind
yeah.
of cool that you get to be the person
Oh,
that
yeah.
like, you know, brings that
Mm-hmm.
story out into the world and makes it visible to everybody. So, okay,
Yeah.
second, Every Gen Tells a Story is
Nick Bokikio.
Nick. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, say that one again.
Nick Bokikio.
Okay,
that was,
from MB
that was a big
Customs.
long name, yeah.
Yeah, and he's also he is
He's further down. He's like
Further-
an hour away or like 45 minutes or
still
so.
here in Arizona.
Yeah.
And
Still
like,
here.
mind you, these first couple videos we've done locally because this is still kind of a new project we're working on. We
Yeah.
have 1 million Every Gen Tells a Story, like submissions. And make sure if you're watching, if you have a story that
Yeah.
you want to share, you don't have
Anywhere.
to be famous and huge and have an awesome business. Maybe this is just something you have for your family.
Cool mom
or
pop
something
shop
that
or
you
something,
do
yeah.
for, you know, charitable or volunteer, like whatever it is, we want to hear your story. Always hashtag Every Gen Tells
Yes,
a
please.
Story. Not only will we
I'd love to come talk to you.
we read and sift through all of these, but
Yeah.
like we're turning your story into social posts that we will share on all of our platforms. But as we're starting to grow, we're going to be doing more of these,
Yeah.
and we're wanting to expand to different states. So
Definitely.
doesn't matter where you're at.
Nope.
Share your story, share a picture,
Yeah.
share your video. Hashtag Every Gen Tells a Story.
Love to meet ya.
And then we'll get back to second, MB Customs, Nick from
Yes.
there. So he does custom metalworks, makes
Yeah.
signs, makes I mean,
Essentially anything you want him to make.
Yeah, I mean, he's made
He'll throw
stuff
it
for
and
us.
draft and make it, so.
Actually, keep telling us more about him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, he made this sign for us. It's amazing, like what he can do with metal.
It's crazy.
You know, like I thought
So
I was
workshop's
crafty.
pretty cool.
Yeah, this is skill, you know, and
Uh-huh.
I think that he started initially, I remember hearing that whole story. He talked about starting initially because he had worked for a company and he just felt he could do bigger and better and provide more for the customer.
He wanted
and,
to
like,
do more, yeah.
He wanted to do more. He wanted to like,
He wouldn't want to be
he
limited.
was good at it and
Yeah.
he didn't want to, like that's great. I love hearing, like, I love learning about his like childhood and what his things were that were, you know,
Oh, yeah.
important to him and
Him
fun.
being a rock climber and stuff.
You
It
know,
was
that's
crazy. That was cool, yeah.
It's crazy. Like
Uh-huh.
the videos and the pictures that you share, that was so cool to see. Favorite part about filming that video?
I'd say Nick and himself was just super cool.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. Everyone we filmed was super nice and down to earth. I'd say my favorite part was I remember when we were gonna shoot a few things and then he ended up breaking his leg. Still turned out great, but
Yes.
that was like not the fun. That wasn't funny. But I'd say my favorite part. I just thought that was like a funny like.
He was
so, you
like
know,
a
things
trooper.
happen.
He's just
So-
like,
no,
no,
yeah,
let's
he just,
do this.
No, he
Let's
went
do
straight
this.
through it.
Yeah,
Like
he didn't even care.
broke his leg and everything. A pretty bad break, and he still went through the
He's like,
entire
no,
process.
we're gonna record it. Like he was literally, what was he doing? And we were filming, and he's like, this
Oh,
is
he
one
was
of the things-
soldering and everything.
Oh my
and,
gosh!
like
he was like,
had
oh,
to
don't
slide
worry.
his
He
scooter
like
to the side.
He's like rolling
Yeah.
the scooter out and getting on the ground. We're like, you don't have to. He's like, no.
No,
like,
yeah, he
this
was
is what I
super-
do."
super
loved it.
willing to
Yeah,
do it. It was really
awesome.
nice, yeah.
It was great.
But my favorite part, I'd say, was just getting to be in this space. It was really cool. Like some of the people we've gotten to talk to have do some really have some very interesting hobbies in their businesses as well. Like, you know, they do a lot of soldering and everything,
Yeah.
so a lot of metal
Like
work.
seeing all
and,
the different projects.
yeah,
they
it was
work
really
on.
cool. Yeah,
It
like the
was
things
cool.
that he does from the like he does some really
Well, and
large
I don't
scale.
think that we knew that like
So.
that is what went into it. Like
Uh-huh.
by the
Yeah.
time I left, I was like, wow, like make some things for me. It was
No, yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
what can you make
It
for
was
me? What
huge.
can I put on my wall? Okay, Every Gen Tells a Story 3. So this one is our latest and most recently.
Do have another one coming.
Yeah, we're
Very
gonna
soon,
we're
yeah.
gonna talk about our
Okay,
upcoming
cool.
one. But this is Ty.
Yeah, Ty Cranmore.
Ty Kramer from Fat Ox.
Mm-hmm.
He's here in Arizona. Oh my gosh, I mean,
So good.
such, like I came from
Really
Texas
good.
before I moved here.
Yeah.
Some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my
It's
life,
really
right?
good,
And then I
yeah.
had Ty's barbecue.
Ted barbecue was
Now
was
I'm
really
like,
good.
hey Ty, can you do my son's birthday? Hey Ty, we're
Can
gonna
you
do a
come-
pool
come-
party.
can you come
Hey
to every
Ty,
event?
can you
Uh-huh.
come like feed the office?
No,
Like,
yeah.
So do you remember when we first had Ty here?
Yeah,
So
that
we
was
first had Ty
awesome.
here because we
That
were
was
like,
crazy.
you know what? We want to learn about him. We want to taste his food. You know, we want to make sure we like his food,
Mm-hmm.
which hands down we do.
Dude, it
so he
was
came here, he fed
incredible.
the office, and like,
Got to meet him and everything.
I think we
and
got in line like 3 times for food, and we're like, whatever you
I was trying to
have
get a bunch of
left,
shots
whatever
as
you
I was
have
moving
left,
around
we'll
and
take,
stuff,
we'll
yeah.
eat it, we'll keep it. It was great. Yeah, so I actually had a lot of fun at this one because I also didn't know that this much work went into barbecuing, and I also did not know that Ty was like super creative and into building,
yeah.
building his own like trailer
Yeah, he
slash
built the entire
trucks.
trailer from the ground up,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
so for me, my favorite part of Ty's was like his story, and obviously like this all just started because he like liked his family and friends gathering together, and he
Yeah.
liked cooking for them and spending time with them, and just like people just loved his food so much though that then they're like, dude, you
Kinda
should like do
became
this all. So
something.
like now
Yeah.
people are just like, okay, we'll just pay you to like. So he's like, so I turned it into a
He's like,
business.
all right.
But I love that he
Yeah.
got his own. So he got this UPS truck, right? Turned his UPS truck. He like gutted it.
Yeah.
Like
Which is
rebuilt the, he's rebuilding the inside. He gutted this trailer, rebuilt it. He
Painted the
turned
outside and
these.
everything.
Are they gas tanks? No, what are they?
I think they something like that. They're like
Propane tank.
Propane
He
tanks, I was
turned
gonna
these.
say.
Thank you. This, and Jason's behind Jason's behind the screen here. He's helping us say. So he turned these humongous tanks into these like
giant
super
smokers.
amazing.
It was crazy, yeah.
I wanted to say a better word. Super amazing, like grills that like smokers that just do all the things. And so the footage you got of like,
Yeah.
I'm just
It was a
so
lot of
proud. Like
fun.
I feel like
Yeah.
with every
Thank
video
you.
you've totally progressed, and it's been totally awesome to see how you evolve, but to see how you like put everything you learn into making these stories even more
Yeah.
sweet and unique. So your favorite part about Ty's episode 3 Fat Ox, Every Jen Tells a Story.
Definitely one of the this is a minor thing, but a good thing was after we shoot we get some food. So
Yes. Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
really nice.
The food. He fed us
But-
every time we went to. We're
Such
like,
a good
hey, Ty,
host. So
hey,
nice.
Ty, do you need us to come out again? Hey, Ty, can we get a few more videos? Like everywhere we went, we're like, okay. And he was always feeding us. You never had
Oh,
to
yeah,
ask
he-
for food.
yeah, he would always give it to us.
He would send me home with food for my boys.
Plus
He
make for
sent
good
us-
footage. So
Yeah, he sent us home. Oh my gosh, the footage. Like, it's great. And I'm going to share, after we're done here, in the comments, I'm going to share each of the Every Jen Tells a Story video links so you can
Okay,
watch
cool.
the ones that were already released. However, now we're going to talk about upcoming little upcoming sneak chat about what you're going to see next. So we found,
he was actually at the cookout too. Yeah.
yeah, we found a guy named Rick Lake who is an amazing like builder of,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Cabinetry.
he, yeah,
his,
he like designs kitchens and baths and does like the work he
of
does is
renovations.
just like it's crazy to see before and after pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you got to see them, but it was, I mean, so yeah, it's exciting and to learn about his hobbies and like
No, for sure.
how he how much he enjoys, you know, things that he's doing. So tell us a little bit about what we're gonna see in this upcoming release.
Yeah.
Don't give us too many
Yeah.
details.
I'm a talker, but I'll tell myself. But the next one coming up is Rick Lake, like Megan said. He owns a company called Revamp.
Yep.
And he does a lot of cabinetry. He does a lot of cabinetry now. He still does renovations like
Yep.
kitchen, bath, but he's more focused on the cabinetry side. But he still does renovations.
Okay.
We got a really nice look into his life and in his warehouse and
Yeah.
how he goes from, and kind of where he started from and now where he is now and how he kind of started and how he takes his work from the cabinetry from his warehouse to the
Yeah.
finished product. So
Again, we're
Which is really
excited to
cool.
hear and we can't
Yeah.
wait for this to come out. Do we have any idea when we might be releasing this next Every Jen Tells a Story?
very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
I'm
so
excited.
hopefully within like the next week or two.
Awesome, yeah.
Hopefully this week. or
So we
maybe
usually
not.
so
We'll
we
see.
usually do a launch in-house
Yeah.
first. We'll, you know, this is
Just
my
show it,
favorite
yeah.
part. We order food, which is my favorite part. We order food, but no, the whole team gets
Yeah.
together and we get to watch
really
it.
nice.
And it's like a super personal experience. And we get to really see all of the like the blood, sweat, and tears and hard work that Gavin puts into his videos. And so
And everyone helps too.
everybody helps,
Yeah.
but Gavin is like, you know, his brain's always going. It's always going as
Creative
he's putting it
brain.
together. And so we're excited. We can't wait for this one to come out. So as soon as I get word that we're going to do the release, I will make sure
Should
I
be,
put
like,
it out couple
Really
weeks.
soon.
Couple weeks. But anyways, anything else that you want to add? We appreciate you coming and talking with us
Yeah,
today.
totally. Yeah, I love talking. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, with each of these videos, I just love doing these. This is a passion that I found, and that something that I want to pursue in my career, because I love a documentary style filmmaking, because it's very kind of run and gun at times. You can't necessarily, like what I was mentioning before, you can't necessarily. I always have a shot list, and I always know what I want to shoot. I always go in with a plan for every single documentary, every single shoot we go to, because I want each shot to have intention and each shot to have a story behind it.
Yeah.
Every single shot. Like, I don't want to just shoot something random, because then when I go to the edit, it's just, what's the point of it?
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time. But sometimes what I love about documentary filmmaking is you don't necessarily have control over everything. So sometimes things you have planned won't happen, or you have to then adapt to the new situation that's occurring, and you have to reassess and then just immediately be ready to think of a new plan and think of a new idea. And I love that aspect. It's kind of like an adrenaline rush sometimes.
I feel like you take it well, though. Like, I feel like you take it, you run with it, and a lot of times we get better footage than we initially
Yeah, no,
thought.
honestly, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, so it's great. So, all right, well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Gavin. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you share with us your stories and hashtag Every Gen Tells a Story.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, Every Generator Tells a Story. Make sure you hashtag that. I'll put the hashtag in the comments below. But yeah, have a great week, everybody, and we can't wait to talk to you soon.